You sit down with the intent to focus, but before you know it, your mind drifts. A quick glance at your phone, a stray thought pulling you away. You return, only to lose track again. The world has become a battlefield for your attention, where distractions are the silent enemies that wear you down. But in this chaos, Stoicism offers a way out. Through ancient wisdom, we find the tools to forge deep focus, not by escaping the noise, but by mastering ourselves. In this journey, you'll discover how to reclaim your mind from the endless barrage and achieve unshakable clarity. So start with our first lesson, which is facing the torrent, the reality of distraction. You wake up, check your phone, and before your feet even touch the floor, you're scrolling, drowning in notifications. You tell yourself, just 1 minute, that minute becomes 10, and soon you've lost an hour. You've been swept into the current of the digital age, where focus feels like a distant memory. But this torrent is the first enemy you must face. You're not alone. In fact, this is by design. Today's world is engineered to steal your attention. The algorithms, the apps, they're built to distract, to pull you away from what truly matters. It's not your weakness, it's their strength. And this is where Stoicism enters the picture. Stoicism, at its core, isn't about resisting life's flow. It's about standing firm amidst it. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The distractions aren't going anywhere, but you can change your response. Distractions are the flood. Your mind must become the dam. What if, instead of feeling defeated every time you got pulled away, you saw each distraction as a test of your strength? Each notification, each wandering thought, becomes a chance to practice control. The modern Stoic doesn't just shut out the noise, they use it as fuel. It's not about creating a perfect environment, it's about becoming unshakable in an imperfect one. Imagine sitting at your desk, and instead of being reactive, you take a deep breath. A notification pings, and you ignore it. You've already won a battle. You keep going, focusing not on the flood around you, but on the task in front of you. Stoicism teaches us that deep focus begins not by fighting distractions, but by transforming how we see them. Distraction becomes your training ground for resilience. Second, the armor of indifference. Becoming untouchable. The world expects you to care about everything. Every tweet, every post, every new trend. But here's the truth. Caring about everything is the surest way to lose your focus. Seneca said, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." By letting the noise of the world invade your mind, you carry the weight of distractions that don't belong to you. Picture yourself standing in a crowd. Everyone around you is absorbed in their screens, in a frenzy to react to the latest outrage or fad. But you remain still. You are indifferent, not out of apathy, but out of strength. This indifference isn't a lack of care, it's selective care. You choose where to focus your attention because you know that spreading it thin will only leave you hollow. Stoicism teaches that most things are beyond our control. Whether people praise you or criticize you, whether the news is good or bad, it's outside your command. What is within your control is your focus. If you waste it on things that don't truly matter, you lose a part of yourself. Imagine being able to turn off that internal reaction, to face the world's chaos and not let it penetrate your mind. You don't care what others think, not because you're disengaged, but because you understand that caring about everything is a trap. Deep focus comes when you shield your mind with indifference. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every battle is yours to fight. Next time you're pulled into a pointless argument or feel the need to react to a passing distraction, ask yourself, does this deserve my focus? If the answer is no, let it go. By mastering this indifference, you fortify your mind and create a space where deep focus can thrive. Third, the weight of words. How internal narratives destroy focus. You sit down to work, but before your hands even touch the keyboard, a thought crosses your mind. What if I'm not good enough? What if this is too hard? It's subtle at first, just a whisper, but soon it snowballs, pulling you further from your task. This internal dialogue, the weight of your own thoughts, is perhaps the greatest barrier to focus. Stoicism teaches us that our thoughts shape our reality. We are more often frightened than hurt, said Seneca. and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The mind is a battlefield, and the thoughts you allow to linger can either sharpen your focus or shatter it. Every doubt, every unnecessary worry is an anchor that drags you down. But here's the twist. These thoughts don't belong to you. They're conditioned responses, echoes of past failures, fears implanted by others. The Stoic doesn't battle these thoughts head-on. They dissolve them by seeing them for what they are, illusions. Marcus Aurelius would remind himself, it's all in your head. You have the power to strip away the misperception. Imagine your mind as a quiet room. Every negative thought is a loud, uninvited guest. Instead of arguing with the guest, you calmly ask them to leave. No drama, no fight, just clarity. This is how the Stoic handles internal distractions. They don't give them power. They recognize that focus is fragile, and the stories we tell ourselves can either sharpen or dull our blade. The next time doubt creeps in, stop. Don't argue with it. Acknowledge it, then let it pass. You are in control of the narrative you allow. The key to deep focus is mastering the stories in your head. And when you do, the fog clears, and you can see your path forward with precision. Fourth, cultivating coldness. Detach for deeper work. Imagine a surgeon, hands steady, mind focused, cutting away distractions as precisely as they cut through flesh. Every movement intentional, detached from the noise around them. This coldness, this ability to remove emotion from the task at hand, is the key to deep focus. In the Stoic tradition, this is not heartlessness. It's the cultivation of pure, undistracted effort. You may think that passion fuels productivity, but Stoicism suggests something different. Emotion, while powerful, often clouds judgment. When you're too attached to an outcome, you let fear and excitement disrupt your flow. Marcus Aurelius believed in cultivating a calm, detached mind, one that wasn't swayed by emotions, but instead laser-focused on the task. Think about the times when you've been emotionally invested in a project, the anxiety of potential failure, the hope for praise. It all gets tangled in your thoughts, making focus impossible. But what if, like the Stoics, you could approach your work with a sense of detachment? Not detachment from effort, but detachment from outcome. When the results don't cloud your mind, you're free to engage fully in the present. Stoicism teaches that you must cut through the emotional noise. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength to work, not for validation or fear of failure, but because the work itself demands your focus. The next time you face a daunting task, imagine yourself as the surgeon. Steady, cold, focused. You cut away the distractions of emotion, leaving only the clear intention to perform at your best. This cultivated coldness isn't the absence of care. It's the elevation of focus. And with that detachment, you can achieve a depth of work that others will never reach. Fifth, the shadow of the unfinished, breaking the cycle of half-done work. You've started countless projects, a novel, a workout routine, an ambitious work assignment, but they all share the same fate. They remain unfinished, abandoned in favor of something new, something that promises excitement in the moment. The unfinished project is a silent thief, robbing you of your focus and leaving you with a trail of mental clutter. This is where Stoicism steps in, with the brutal realization that the unfinished is a heavier burden than failure. As Seneca said, while we wait for life, life passes. Every unfinished task hangs in your mind, a weight you carry even when you're not aware of it. It drags your focus, subtly pulling your attention toward guilt, frustration, and the fear of never completing anything. But here's the twist. The Stoic approach isn't about finishing everything perfectly. It's about freeing your mind from the tyranny of what's left undone. When you commit to finishing something, no matter how imperfect, you break the cycle of half-done efforts that haunt your focus. Imagine starting a project and pushing through not because it's easy or exciting, but because you refuse to leave another thing incomplete. It's the mental equivalent of cleaning a cluttered room. Once it's finished, your mind is clear, free from the burden of what's left undone. Each small victory, the act of finishing, strengthens your ability to focus on the next task without the weight of past failures. Stoicism teaches that focus isn't just about avoiding distractions. It's about liberating yourself from the mental chains of unfinished business. The next time you feel the urge to quit midway, remember, leaving something undone steals more of your focus than you realize. Commit to completion and watch your mind clear as you finally free yourself from the shadow of the unfinished. Sixth, the abyss of comfort. How modern convenience kills focus. You've been seduced by comfort. The soft chair, the perfect temperature, food at your fingertips, entertainment available at the touch of a button. Comfort has woven itself into every part of your life. And while it feels good, it's quietly killing your ability to focus. Why? Because deep focus requires friction. And friction doesn't exist in the abyss of modern comfort. The Stoics knew this truth well. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, said Seneca. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Modern convenience, though alluring, dulls your mind. Every time you reach for something easy, you weaken your capacity for sustained effort. The truth is, the mind needs challenges, small resistances that keep it sharp and engaged. Picture the ancient Stoics walking the harsh terrain. Their minds clear because they faced hardship directly. Today, we've eliminated most of that hardship, and in doing so, we've also eliminated the subtle grit that deep focus demands. Without discomfort, your mind grows soft, slipping into a state of restless distraction. To achieve true focus, you must reintroduce friction. It might be as simple as taking the hard path, walking instead of driving, reading a book instead of scrolling through your phone. This isn't about punishing yourself, but about reawakening the mind's ability to stay sharp in the face of discomfort. What if, instead of making your workspace perfectly comfortable, you made it slightly challenging? A chair that keeps you upright, a space that encourages movement, a temperature that keeps you alert. In these small ways, you bring back the friction your mind needs to stay focused. The Stoics knew that the easy path dulls the soul. Modern comfort, though tempting, is an abyss that swallows your focus. Climb out and reclaim the clarity that discomfort provides. Seventh, the art of letting thought die. How to starve distractions at the root. You're working deep in concentration when a random thought intrudes. At first, it's small. Did I reply to that email? But soon, it spirals. One thought leads to another, and before you know it, you're lost. This is how distractions win. Not through sudden, dramatic interruptions, but through a slow erosion of your focus by minor thoughts. The Stoics offer an unexpected solution. Let thoughts die. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When a distracting thought appears, most people engage with it, trying to solve it, understand it, or push it away. But this only strengthens its hold. What if instead, you did nothing? You let the thought appear, and then starved it of attention? Think of your mind as a garden. Each distraction is a weed, and every time you focus on that weed, even to remove it, you're giving it energy. The Stoic way is different. You don't fight the weeds. You let them wither from neglect. The moment a distracting thought arises, you acknowledge it but give it no attention. You don't solve it, you don't fight it, you simply let it pass. Imagine working on something and a distracting thought pops up. Instead of engaging, you simply observe it, let it float by like a cloud, and return to your task. This practice, known to Stoics as ataraxia, cultivates a state of undisturbed calm. Over time, your mind learns that distractions are not worth engaging with, and they naturally lose their power. Distractions feed on attention. By letting them die of starvation, you preserve your focus. The next time a stray thought intrudes, don't engage. Let it wither. In this practice, you'll discover a powerful truth. The art of letting go is more effective than the fight to control. And in that release, deep focus is born. In a world drowning in distractions, the true battle lies within your mind. By embracing discomfort, finishing what you start, and learning to let thoughts fade, you reclaim your focus and power. Deep focus isn't just a skill. It's your greatest weapon against chaos. When you learn to master your attention, the world becomes your canvas, and you can create your destiny. What if you could harness that power daily? Explore the depths of your potential in our next videos, where we delve into more transformative strategies. If you found this valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.